here's the most recent buckets of potatoes. They all look in very good condition. That looks to be okay. Might be the early stages, but we'll see. Just thought I'd bring you back and show you some of the other beds. Let's have a look at the potato beds. Now, you can see, certainly from my perspective, you can see these are the ones down the allotment. So we've got, well, in that case it's pretty severe, some early stage blight. Whether there's anything under these homes, I wouldn't be able to tell until we get rid. I'm probably going to leave this till tomorrow night, then I'll come down and cut all the holes off. Leave them to go back into the tubers as far as possible. I might have a fertile around to see if I can see what's under there. Some of them are worse than others, but I mean this bed's a little better than the others, but yeah, this bed's got it all over the place. That one's definitely the worst. They have flowered and they are... Shall we have a look? Let's have a look and see if there's anything worthwhile harvesting underneath here, shall we? Wow, okay, so yep, we've got a few new potatoes in the ground. So we will get something out of the bed at least. Okay, I can live with that. I can live with that as long as I get something out of the venture. Yeah, see that's the original seed potato, and this is what we've got. So we're not going to get a huge crop, but we're going to get something. Okay. Just a handful. A lot of these will probably be kept for next year for seed potatoes. I do have the ones at home. The ones at home are in excellent condition. There is no sign of blight anywhere on those, thank God. Okay, this is what we came down here for today. Try and get some celery. You'll see I've taken all the side shoots off for this. What I'll do is I'll take the smaller ones around the outside off to leave a central core on all of them, and then all sort of a cut and come again almost. These we do have quite a lot. I've taken quite a lot for stews and stocks, so this will just be for eating fresh, really. So yeah, that's what I'm down here for. I'll show you the beans in a moment. That's quite looking quite good, which I know a lot of people are really not at the moment. If you look at my cucumbers, they're on their last legs, but considering how many pickling cucumbers I got out of 2 plants this year, that's just ridiculous. Just before I show you the beans, the butternuts have been absolutely rampant, and we've already taken one large one, but cauliflowers from the ones that I planted in this first of the 3 beds are really coming on nicely, as is everything else, to be honest. We've got phenomenal kales, broccolis. Look at that. That's fantastic collie this year from these ones. Little head in there that you can't see, and one over here. So loads of that. I'm still getting growth on the others. I mean, this bed I've weeded, so you can see it. Plenty of kale under that nest as well. It won't be long before it's cool enough that the caterpillars aren't going to be a problem anymore. But on this site you have to keep it on, simply because the pigeons will have anything. This is a phenomenal pointed, I think it's an April cabbage. This side is one bed I haven't. Look at these lovely little ball cabbages. They'll get much bigger than that before they finish. This is a hold on, it doesn't seem to want to. There we go, focus in. This is a permanent kale. I forget what it's called now. It's got a proper name anyway. That and the others that are hidden by the weeds were a gift from from Liz at we saw her by the farm. This just looks horrific. I mean, but we've got Celery coming up here. I'll start to take heads for that shortly once I've had a big weed. This bed hasn't been weeded since I put these plants in, so the first one I found a huge collie ready to go, so we'll see what surprises lie in wait for these ones. I mean, we've got some fantastic Savoys coming on in here. Can see them. I'm not going to have a shortage of cabbage this year, I can tell you that much for free. I've got these ones over here, the ones that have been, and these have just been open to the elements, to the caterpillars, to the pigeons, and still they've done okay. You know, I've got plenty of future meals there. I am going to put a top on it. I've also got more brassicas to go in, which I'll show you when I do that bed. We spin you around a bit, sorry for the dizziness. You can see all the rampant growth. I have got to redirect some of these butternuts because they're going over this onion bed. Most of the corners now come off, so I'll probably have a look at that later in the week with a view to cutting back a lot of the ears. But and we've got, if I can show you, let's find a couple. We have got butternuts absolutely everywhere. We're gonna, it's looking like we're gonna have a bit of a extended summer period as well, so into September. So September should be warm, giving time for all these little fruits to go ripen up, because they are absolutely everywhere. Quite a lot of big ones, quite a lot that could be taken off and put up. Here's the tomatoes post blight. Yeah, not a lot left, but we'll see. I spent all weekend this weekend basically preparing and preserving a bunch of tomatoes I bought quite cheaply from a local farmer's market. So that you know, something like 60 or 70 jars. Jesus Christ, I'm seeing them everywhere. Look. Some over there as well. You don't realise quite how many there are. But yeah, here's the runner beans, the white ladies. As you can see, we've still got loads of flowers at the top, and if we get a reasonable warm stint, they'll continue. These are being kept for dried beans. I specifically want these for beans, both for replanting next year, because I am going to leave these as perennial beans. But I'm bound to lose some. That's just the nature of the beast when you're dealing with stuff like this. But yeah, I mean, look at the size of these pods. They're gigantic, and it's dripping, absolutely dripping with them. Not a lot dried off on these yet, but plenty there nonetheless. See, just trying to climb up the tomatoes. Yeah, these butternuts really are unstoppable at the minute. I'm trying to find a way through. Oh. Oh. Right. Yeah. But yeah. See, I've had to redirect them up the path on this side, because it's taken over. We had a communal mow of the deserted plot next door, so that's taken some of the growing tips out that were sort of peeling out off that in that direction. There's tiny babies in there as well. But yeah, anyway, it's enough about butternut. We've got one just starting to colour, although I don't think that's going to be on there long enough. That's looking decidedly squidgy. Oh, we've got a couple on this side as well. Couple of beetroot, they'll be taken up fairly shortly. And yeah, the borlottis. Doesn't look a great deal from that side until you come inside and you look down here and you go, oh my god, it is hanging with beans, absolutely draped in them. Very much looking forward to harvesting these this year. If I start to get some of the drier pods, Ones where they've properly dried off, I'll take them off at the bottom because they tend to get a bit slugged and destroyed. But otherwise, they'll stay on here. So you can see here, some of these down here that are properly dried off, you know. If we take this one, and I'll show you what the seeds look like. They're running away from me, otherwise they'll seed themselves. Yeah, these are a fantastic bean. Yeah, gonna get quite a quantity of these this year, I suspect, just judging by it. And again, they're still flowering at the top. They've gone over the top of the arch and sort of a bit everywhere. But yeah, fantastic crop this year. I'll have a quick peek in the polytunnel and bring you back for that in a moment. Okay, and once again, it's not looking too bad in here. I've taken a handful of peppers that have started to ripen. It's still got a hell of a lot of fruit, waiting to go green, waiting to go orange from going green. Yeah, I shall be taking up the melon vines off the floor fairly shortly, over the next couple of days. Looks like we've got the first onset of blight on inside the tunnel. Well, that's inevitable. Cucumbers are still producing. Some of the peppers are doing really well. These are, I can't remember which ones these are. Hold on. Let's have a look, shall we? These are cayenne peppers. I'll bring you back round to a better vantage point. There's a lot of peppers on that plant. Same boat. Absolutely tons ready on that. Yeah, so grapevine's done very well. It's got to the top of the polytunnel this year. Oh, I've just noticed a very large, overripe cucumber. Maybe we'll leave that one on for seed for next year. Yeah, these ones just in this bed here are Sarpos. So they have no blight showing at all anywhere on them, thankfully. Whereas these ones around the corner in the tubs are Charlotte, and they do. Again, we've got the starts of little bits and pieces of blight down here especially, so that's typical start of blight. And again, I'm just going to leave them until they sort of dive back a bit. Then I'll cut the holes. Every day I can get without having to cut them back, the bigger the tubers. So I'll leave those as long as possible and just see how we go. And I won't touch that bed. And like I said, I've got 4 beds at home that haven't really shown any signs. Got a couple of volunteers in here. No idea what they are. And again, I'll leave them until either the blight gets them or they come good. I will be starting to use this bed to plant brassicas fairly shortly. But I'll just plant around the potatoes for now, in the knowledge that they'll be up in a few weeks. Maybe put a few of the smaller ones next to it. But yeah, my wonky bean arch is being propped up by being screwed into that pallet. But yeah, that's it. I'll next time I do a tour around, I'll bring you back.